Hi Daz. Right, so here we are at the Kenny's Singles Management Console. This was going to be, as you know, a modification of the hot pole system, but it's ended up being a fully developed system on its own. So let's have a look and see how it works. So log in. Okay, and here we have the main control panel, so you can manage the season maintenance. So season names, which you can have as whatever you wish. You then have the player names management, and the player you can set so they appear in the drop down list for the men's, the ladies, or the mixed, or a combination of it, all three, and whether they're active or not. If they're not active, then they won't appear in any of the lists. So as you can see, with current players we've got listed are the ones that you had in your current match list, and the buy at the top must always be there. You mustn't remove that, and it must be in all three groups. Okay, so then we go to the leagues, and the leagues, all the league names must be unique, and they would be in either the men's division, the ladies division, or the mixed division. And again, if they're not active, they won't appear in drop down lists for when you create your matches, etc. So currently we just have the one in, which is the Kenny's men's, and it's in the men's division. Okay, then in the main menu we have manage matches. Once you've created your fixtures, or you can create your fixtures from here manually if you wish as well. So if we look at the ones we have created for summer 2017, and as you can see, you set the match date, the home player. Now call it home player and away player. If they're the home player, they appear on the left. If they're the away player, they appear on the right. And if you've got return matches, then obviously the same match will appear once with the home player in the home side and a player in the other side, and then the second match will be with the away player will be the home player in the second match, and so on. Okay, so when it comes to adding your scores for matches, as you can see, the matches are all grouped by date, so it makes it nice and easy, and you don't have to leave the screen once you enter a score. So if you want to change a score, so you enter say 2, then you'll just get an updated over on the right hand side, and the same thing applies obviously to the away player's score. Okay, so that's updating the scores. Now if the players are no show for that match, then you choose NS, no show, and if they're NS, then the other player can either be SS or NS. Now NS is no show, so if they both didn't show, then they'll both end up with NS. If that one didn't show, but that one did, then he becomes SS, because he won't have a score, so he becomes SS. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now if you want to change the date of a match, so if you want to reschedule a match, for example, if that one you want to reschedule to the 7th because for some reason they couldn't play on the 6th, then you enter the 7th and then you click OK to confirm it, and then the date updated will appear on the right hand side. Let's put it back to the 6th for now. Okay, and then you can go through, and as you can see, you've got all the matches for that season listed and how many matches there are. Obviously with 10 players there'll be 45 matches, and if you did a return match, then there'll be 90 matches. If there was only 9 players, then you'll still end up with 45 matches, but 9 of them will be buys, will have a buy. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, so next we move on to the 180 scores. So during a match, if a player scores 180, you can add them here. So like on the 6th of April, Ben Moore, we're saying he scored 180 once, and Daz Ball scored 180 twice. So if you want to pick another match, say the 13th of April, Daz Ball scored 3 180s. Then you just add it in there, and I'll show you where they'll appear just shortly. Okay, so that's that. We'll have a look at the creation utilities there in a second, but first of all let's go to the admin screen, and on the admin screen in the system settings you've got email address and emails from. That's for the contact form on here, which you can tell it who to send the emails from. Here you enter how many points they score for a win, how many they score for a draw, and how many they score for a lose. So you could have, say, 3-2-1 or whatever scores you want, and to update them you just enter the new score in here and click outside the box and it will update it. Okay, then you have how many points to award for a no-show, and that can be a plus or a minus. So if they don't show, they get -1 point. If the other player did show on a no-show, then how many points does he get in an adjustment? So you would enter that in there, and that can be a 0 if necessary. And then what the default division is for the auto select on the displaying the division, the leagues and the match scores, and you've got a separate one for each one. So for the men's division, the ladies division, and the mixed division. And while you're creating all your match scores and your matches and whatever, you can set the default division to be disabled, and then if you do, then when they view the fixtures, they will get a message to say sorry, the match fixtures are currently being updated. Okay, so let's put that back to summer 2017. Okay, so then again in the admin area you can also edit the existing users. At the moment we've only got the admin user, and you can add new users to be able to add your match results and things as well. Any new users you add cannot access the admin area, they can only add matches and generate leagues, etc. Okay, so now we come to the well, we've done the match management, so let's go back to the main menu. Now we go to the creation utilities. So if we've already entered all our match results for this particular match or whatever, we can then create the league tables for that particular division and season. So if we select the season and the league, click continue. Now the league table has been created successfully. So if we go to, this is what your page could possibly look like. It'll depend on how you've designed your page, but so if we go to, first of all, look at the scores. So these are the matches, the fixtures. Ones without scores yet will just show obviously the fixture, and the ones that have had the score will show the score, and if they won their match they will have a cup, if they lost it they'll get a thumbs down, and if they drew they'll get the equals, and if they're no shows then they will get either a thumb. It obviously depends on it, if there's equal or not. So if one did show and the other one didn't, then the no showers, the shower will show as a winner and the no show as a thumbs down. If they both no showed, then they will show as draw on this particular page. Okay, so then we created the league table. So if we have a look at the league tables, now you see the league tables, and they're ranked in order of total points. So how many games they played, how many they won, this is how many matches they won, how many they lost and how many they drew. and how many games within the matches that they won and lost. And this is used to obviously to adjust the ranking if there's two with the same won, lost and drawn. And then if they were a no-show, how many points were adjusted for no-shows, and how many, obviously if they were the shower in the no-show, then they will get the plus points, whereas the no-show will get the negative points. And then the total points, which is then ranked to show who's top or bottom of the league. Then underneath that you'll get a list of all the players that have scored 180 on the date they scored them and how many they scored 180s, as you saw when we added them earlier. So that's that. So now if we go back and if we now create max fixtures, what happens here is this will automatically create the fixtures, and you first of all select the season. So we'll select winter 2017 in the men's division, and again, as I said, only active players will show and players that are in the men's division. So you then select which players are going to be playing in this winter season, whether it's all 10 or all the players that are active or just some of them. And then once you've selected them, okay, so you selected all the players that are going to be playing, and then you can decide whether you want to have a return match as well, so whether they only play each other once or whether they play each other twice. In this case we're going to say they play twice, and then the date of the first match. So we'll say the first match for the winter season is going to be the 1st of September, which is, oops, no, it'll have to be we'll say the 7th of September because that's a Thursday, and this is Thursdays that we're doing. So 7th, and then you click create fixtures. Okay, so the fixtures have been created. So now we can view them and we can adjust any dates as necessary. It'll come up in a second. There we go. So now we see all the fixtures for winter 2007 in the Kenny's men's, and as you can see, the first matches are in the 7th, which we said, second's 14th, next lot is 21st and the 28th and 25th and so on. And then the return matches are also shown here because we told it to generate return matches as well. So we end up this time with a total of 90 matches. And then if we look at the matches, here we go. So there are the fixtures for the winter's 2017 men's division, and they're grouped by day, so by each Thursday. And there's the 90 matches that we just created. Okay, so I think that's about it. I say you can adjust the dates here if you need to as well, as we showed before, by selecting a new date and then confirming the new date. So if you need to reschedule one because that's a bank holiday or something, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's it.
Loving your dream.